Have you ever felt it? That quiet hum beneath the surface of your everyday life. A whisper promising something more, something profound. It's not a coincidence that you're here, in this moment, listening to these words. Your soul, in its infinite wisdom, has guided you to this precise intersection. Perhaps lately, a disquiet has settled within you, a sense that the familiar landscape of your existence is shifting, blurring at the edges. You might feel adrift in a sea of uncertainty, grappling with challenges that seem to defy reason or purpose. But what if this very discomfort, this sense of unraveling, is not a sign of collapse, but rather the exquisite prelude to the most magnificent chapter of your life? A chapter where you finally author your true magnum opus, a journey much like the individuation process Carl Jung so eloquently explored. Many miss it, the subtle language of the universe. It doesn't shout, it whispers first. It sends profound nudges, subtle shifts in the energetic tapestry of your days, long before a monumental transformation unfolds. The true tragedy isn't failure, but the inability to discern these sacred signals, mistaking them for misfortune, a cosmic prank. And then, at the precipice of their own breakthrough, they surrender. But not you. Your presence here signifies an open heart, a discerning spirit. Today, we will journey through 7 profound indicators that your life is not just changing, but is on the cusp of a majestic recreation. If even 3 of these resonate deeply within your being, then prepare. Your new reality isn't just approaching. It is already, silently, blossoming. The first, and arguably most potent, sign is the unshakable urge to question everything you thought you knew. If recently you found yourself gazing inward, scrutinizing your most cherished beliefs, the values that once defined you, the very purpose you've pursued, understand that this isn't chaos. It's cosmic alchemy. An internal earthquake has begun, unseen, yet profoundly real. The mental scaffolding you once relied upon, the rigid frameworks of your perceived reality, are starting to yield. And yes, this discomfort is sacred. It is the labor pain of a new self being born. The universe is not demanding. It's inviting you to re-examine every single assumption, every comfortable illusion you've clung to. This isn't a crisis. It's an awakening. It's the universe gently urging you to dismantle the constructs that have kept you contained, so you can open a portal to something far grander than your wildest dreams. This shift in perspective is the very essence of evolution, a necessary step in what Carl Jung called the journey of individuation, where your unique totality emerges. Your mind is expanding, ready to embrace truths that were once beyond your grasp, to step into a future that resonates with your highest self. These profound questions: who am I truly? What does my soul genuinely yearn for? Am I living a life that honors my deepest calling? These are not mere philosophical musings. They are portals, and once you step through, there is no return. Suddenly, the world feels subtly unfamiliar. Concepts that once provided solace now feel hollow. Certainties evaporate like morning mist. While this might feel like losing your footing, it is, in fact, you finally finding your true path. This disorientation is the universe's elegant way of clearing the ground, of creating sacred space for the authentic you to emerge, unbound by old roles, stifling expectations, and narratives that no longer serve. It is a spiritual cleansing, a graceful death of the false self, so that your undeniable, radiant self can be born. What remains is raw, honest, and gloriously real. And though the process may feel like a dismantling, remember, it is the most profound act of creation. You are being meticulously rebuilt, stronger, wiser, and more exquisitely attuned to the truth of who you fundamentally are. This questioning isn't a detour. It's the beginning of the journey. You're not lost, you're finally seeing the way. And while the familiar dissolving can be frightening, it is this very dissolving that makes room for the magnificent. You are not broken. You are breaking free. The second powerful sign is a growing, yet often subtle, disconnection from your past. This isn't an overnight rupture. It's a gradual, internal unlinking. Things that once ignited your spirit, pursuits that motivated you, relationships that felt essential, they slowly, almost imperceptibly, begin to lose their magnetic pull. Perhaps hobbies, conversations, or routines that once brought immense joy now feel curiously hollow. It's as if you're perceiving the same world, but through new eyes, eyes that no longer light up at the familiar sights, ears that no longer resonate with the same sounds. People you felt deeply connected to, places that felt like home, now seem distant, almost foreign. The emotional charge tied to these experiences begins to fade, replaced by a quiet, profound detachment. This isn't random, it's not a fleeting mood. This is your soul gently, yet firmly, urging you forward. It's communicating that you have simply outgrown certain moments, certain relationships, certain versions of who you once were. Your perception of life is evolving, and with that evolution, your goals, desires, values, and connections naturally shift. Suddenly, the very foundations of your past identity no longer feel like they belong to you. They are echoes, shadows of a life once lived, a self you no longer inhabit. It can be disorienting. You might not yet know where you are going or who you are truly becoming. But one truth becomes crystal clear: you cannot go back. You cannot continue to pretend that the old life, the old skin, still fits the vibrant, expanding version of you. Your previous routines, the career that once defined your worth, the social circles you clung to, even the thought patterns that guided your days, they begin to unravel. And while this unraveling can feel like immense loss, it is, paradoxically, one of the strongest indicators of profound personal transformation. Your inner being is creating sacred space. You are shedding your old skin so that something far more aligned with your authentic essence can emerge. Letting go of the familiar is never easy. There's a quiet mourning that accompanies the release of parts of your identity that once felt permanent. But this disconnection isn't a punishment. It's a preparation. It is making room for the extraordinary. The third sign manifests as a profound questioning of what you once held as important. Have you noticed how things that once consumed your energy, material pursuits, external validation, societal expectations, now seem to carry far less weight? It's as if a veil has lifted, allowing you to perceive life from an entirely new vantage point. The anxieties that once gripped you dissolve. Career ladders, financial accumulation, fame, they all begin to appear as small, intricate pieces of a much larger, more magnificent mosaic you simply couldn't perceive before. You begin to understand that the true meaning of life isn't found in fulfilling external standards, but in living in unwavering alignment with what genuinely resonates within your soul. This internal inquiry is not always comfortable. It can stir uncertainty, even a temporary sense of being adrift in a sea of conflicting ideas. Yet, this very space of not knowing is fertile ground for exponential growth. It's where authentic answers begin to surface, answers that arise from the quiet depths of your inner being, not from the clamor of external voices. Life itself begins to reveal that true fulfillment doesn't stem from accumulating possessions, but from the experiences that enrich your soul and the relationships that nourish your spirit. This questioning can even ignite a complete reevaluation of your very purpose. Why am I here? What do I truly desire to experience? The answers may not arrive instantly, but what is certain is that you are beginning to open yourself to unprecedented possibilities. What once felt indispensable is losing its grip, making way for new interests, dormant passions reawakening, and a deepening yearning to connect with what truly matters. This is an unequivocal sign that you are being prepared for a radical transformation. The universe is meticulously guiding you towards your authentic path, the one that sings to your soul. And while this process may initially feel confusing, it is, in fact, the sacred doorway to a more conscious life, one profoundly aligned with your purest essence. This shift in perspective, though often gradual, becomes undeniable once it begins. You realize you can no longer ignore it. You stop needing to follow the rigid currents of what society defines as success. A new energy takes hold, drawing you towards a life less influenced by external expectations, a life defined by your own inner truth. The fourth compelling sign is an unprecedented connection to your intuition. This fascinating phenomenon arises when you are on the very brink of a monumental leap in your life. It's as if a new form of inner clarity has been activated within you. Suddenly, life begins to make profound sense, as if every event carries a deeper meaning. Every choice feels remarkably natural. What once seemed uncertain now becomes strikingly obvious. Something deep within you begins to guide your steps, illuminating the direction to take. Intuition is that silent inner voice, that gut feeling, that knowing which path to choose, even without the need for logical explanations. It's the profound sense that something is perfectly aligned with your true self, even if you can't articulate why. As Carl Jung emphasized, intuition is a fundamental psychological function, a direct apprehension of reality without conscious reasoning. The key lies in learning to trust this inner wisdom. As you begin to honor it, you'll discover that decision-making becomes effortless, because you are now acting from a much deeper place, a place intimately connected to who you truly are. This awakening of intuition isn't an overnight event. It often begins with subtle cues, a strong hunch leading you down a different street, a wave of profound calm washing over you during moments of uncertainty. At first, it might be hard to recognize amidst the constant noise of daily life. But as you consciously create space for it, and listen more intently, you'll witness it growing stronger, clearer, and more resolute. Intuition manifests in myriad forms: a subtle physical sensation, a thought appearing seemingly out of nowhere, an unexplainable certainty about a person or situation. As you become more attuned, you'll realize your choices are no longer purely rational. They stem from a deeper knowing, a resonance with your very essence. It won't matter if you don't fully understand why something draws you in or pushes you away, because that feeling of certainty is the genesis of the powerful transformation that is unfolding. As you nurture this sacred connection, you'll notice that events once perceived as random or chaotic now reveal a profound pattern, like pieces of a grand puzzle finally fitting into their predestined places. Your life begins to flow with an effortless grace, a natural rhythm, because you feel, in an unexplainable way, that you are exactly where you are meant to be, doing precisely what you are meant to do. You no longer feel the compulsive urge to overanalyze every step, because you trust your intuition implicitly to guide you toward your highest path. The fifth sign is an irresistible draw towards profound personal growth. As this new chapter unfurls, your mind expands wider than ever before. You are no longer content with what you once knew, nor with the version of yourself you once accepted. It's as if an ancient, profound desire for personal expansion rises from the very core of your being. You no longer simply wish to exist. You yearn to evolve, to improve, to transcend your perceived limitations. This inner drive for growth begins to reshape your thoughts and actions. You find yourself relentlessly seeking new knowledge through wisdom traditions, profound texts, transformative experiences, or deep conversations with individuals who challenge the very fabric of your thinking. New skills, new insights, new experiences draw you in with an almost magnetic force. It's as if you are utterly hungry to learn more, to grow more, to become the most authentic and powerful version of yourself imaginable. This thirst for learning and self-discovery propels you to explore facets of yourself you never knew existed, from your deepest hidden passions to your most stubborn limitations. You sense an urgency, an understanding that there is no time to waste, that now is the sacred moment to embrace every opportunity to reinvent your very being. And this isn't merely intellectual curiosity. It's a profound longing to feel whole, to align more closely with your values and your soul's true purpose. This yearning for growth also connects you to a palpable transformative energy, a deep knowing that nothing is impossible if you are willing to evolve. You find yourself effortlessly releasing old, limiting beliefs and embracing new perspectives that propel you forward with astonishing momentum. This personal development is no longer just a desire. It has become an inner necessity, a sacred imperative that will manifest in every part of your life. What once seemed like a clear and defined path now feels beautifully uncertain, as if you are called to discover entirely new directions, new ways of thinking, new ways of being. Personal growth is no longer a mere choice. It is your undeniable priority. You are ready to embark on a journey that will not merely alter your outer world, but will resculpt your inner self in ways you cannot yet fully comprehend. Sign number 6 is an intense, undeniable desire to break free from toxic relationships and situations that no longer resonate with your elevated frequency. At this profound stage of your journey, you begin to perceive with crystal clarity how certain people and circumstances, which once felt like essential anchors, now seem completely out of alignment. The behaviors you once tolerated, the justifications you once offered, the environments you once accepted as normal, they now feel heavy, draining, or profoundly disconnected from the magnificent being you are becoming. You are not simply outgrowing these dynamics, you are evolving beyond them. What once felt familiar, even comforting, now clashes with your evolving values, your deepening sense of purpose, and your newly found inner peace. You are undergoing a profound internal alchemy, and this process makes it utterly impossible to ignore the dead weight that has held you back. It's akin to waking from a long slumber and realizing that some connections, some patterns, far from helping you thrive, have actively kept you contained. And now, something has irrevocably shifted within you. A clarity emerges, a powerful awareness that you no longer wish to remain entangled in connections that drain your vital energy or keep you locked in cycles of emotional turbulence. It matters not how long you've known someone, how much effort you've invested, or how deeply familiar the situation feels. If it does not unequivocally support your growth, it is time, with love and reverence, to release it. You no longer fear the beautiful uncertainty that accompanies change, because the profound discomfort of remaining in a space that no longer fits has become far greater than the fear of the unknown. This powerful urge to distance yourself from toxic energies isn't born of resentment. It is born of self-honor. It is not selfish to choose your peace, to seek your clarity, to safeguard your sacred energy. It is the highest form of self-respect. You are beginning to understand that to become the fullest, most authentic version of yourself, you must first be willing to step away from anything that dims your light. You cannot build a future that feels true to your soul if you remain anchored to a past through relationships that no longer reflect the magnificent being you are becoming. What is unfolding within you is a sacred act of self-liberation. It is the profound understanding that you deserve to be surrounded by souls who uplift you, who challenge you in ways that promote your growth, who see you clearly and love you for who you authentically are. You are not seeking perfection. You are seeking authenticity, realness, mutual respect, and profound emotional safety. And while the process of letting go can be exquisitely painful, for endings are never truly easy, it is also one of the most empowering acts you can perform for yourself. It is a declaration that your well-being matters, that your peace matters, that your time, your heart, your energy, they all matter immensely. You no longer wish to sacrifice these precious elements for the illusion of comfort or the grip of fear. You have realized that clinging to what is familiar is simply not worth the profound cost of your personal evolution. The seventh, and perhaps most liberating, sign is a powerful, undeniable disconnection from everything that no longer serves your highest good. As you step into this profound new phase of your life, you begin to perceive that what once felt essential, undeniably meaningful, or even irreplaceable, now carries significantly less weight. It's as if something ancient and deep within you has undergone a fundamental shift. Your perspective is broadening. Your very energy is transforming. And what once seemed to define your world now gracefully recedes into the background. Relationships that once felt vital may now feel strained or subtly disconnected. Activities that once filled you with joy might now seem hollow or monotonously repetitive. Even familiar places, spots that once offered profound comfort, might suddenly feel distant or unfamiliar. And no, this doesn't imply that your past was a mistake or that your choices were wrong. It simply means you are evolving. You are gracefully shedding layers of an identity that no longer fits. You are stepping into a more aligned, more authentic version of yourself. And in doing so, certain pieces of your old life will, with profound naturalness, begin to fall away. This disconnection might feel unsettling at first. There can be moments of profound confusion, a quiet sadness, or a gentle wave of nostalgia. You might find yourself questioning, why don't I enjoy this anymore? Why do I feel so distant from people I once cherished? Yet, amidst that discomfort, there is a subtle yet undeniable feeling of profound freedom. It's like inhaling the purest, freshest air after being confined in a stale, closed room for too long. You may not logically understand everything that is unfolding, but something deep within your soul knows, with absolute certainty, that it is time to let go. You begin to notice that certain habits, ingrained routines, or even long-held thought patterns no longer resonate with your current state of being. What once consumed your attention now barely registers. Old fears lose their grip. Constant worries seem less urgent. And while this can bring a sense of loss, it also carries with it a profound sense of peace. There's a sacred silence that follows the letting go, an inner calm that was not present before. You are not merely releasing the old. You are creating sacred space for the new, and this new isn't merely external. It's a deeper, more profound alignment with who you are truly becoming. This isn't a sudden, cataclysmic transformation. It unfolds slowly, quietly, day by beautiful day, the shift deepening with each sunrise. You might awaken one morning and realize you no longer feel passionate about something that once defined your very identity. Or you might find that conversations with certain people leave you drained rather than inspired. This isn't betrayal. It's not about abandoning your past or rejecting the people in it. It's about honoring your evolution, recognizing that profound growth often means outgrowing. You are cultivating a more refined awareness of what truly matters. Your inner compass is undergoing a magnificent recalibration. You understand with unwavering clarity that to move forward, you must release anything no longer nourishes your soul. It could be a job, a friendship, a limiting belief system, or simply a version of yourself that no longer feels true. This process is sacred. It is an integral part of your magnificent becoming. And while it may not always be easy, it is absolutely necessary. Remember, the universe possesses a unique, exquisite way of guiding us. Sometimes with a gentle breeze, sometimes with a powerful surge, but always, always with profound purpose. If you are hearing these words right now, if they resonate even in the slightest whisper within your soul, trust that it is not by accident. You were meant to receive this message. Something deep within you is awakening. A deeper wisdom is rising to the surface, shimmering with possibility. And if you choose to follow it, if you choose to trust this inner knowing, you are about to step into a chapter of your life where everything begins to make sense. What happens when you finally take full conscious control of your life, armed with the profound awareness of these signs? What shifts when you cease clinging to what was, and with open arms, embrace what is undeniably meant to be? A powerful awakening awaits you, one that holds the potential to reshape everything you thought you knew, everything you believed about yourself and the world. You are not merely changing your circumstances, You are expanding your consciousness. You are aligning with a version of reality where peace, clarity, and unwavering authenticity become the very bedrock of your new existence. This is the beginning of something extraordinary. Stay curious, stay open. The journey ahead is not merely about growth. It is about transformation, leading you deeper into the wholeness that Carl Jung described. You are not alone on this path. And if you feel the deepest calling to continue exploring your personal evolution, then continue walking with us. There is so much more to uncover. We will meet again soon, and together we will continue to grow, to expand, and to step ever more fully into the truth of who we really are.